Alright then everyone, welcome to SCWRM Avengers 4 Infinity E3 Part 2.
I don't feel so good, guys.
That's...
Yeah, Jova, I will not make you feel so good if you keep referencing that, come on.
But yeah, it's literally our...
These song...
But yes, folks, I don't know, and oh my god, 3D action! Anyway, that's right folks, it's our 4th year, SCWRM, on the job commentating.
Okay.
Oh
Monsters invaded the conference.
Okay. Anyway, there's the Twitch link for you guys if you want to get caught up.
EA.
Welcome everybody to EA Play.
And honestly, nothing will top EA gassing the whole room.
Oh, goody, she's the next presenter that I mentioned before. Goody.
Yeah, okay. Also, audience, Twitch has made a bet with me. If this somehow manages to be the best E3 of 2018, he will win the bet. If it's not, I win the bet.
So, Twitch, do you want to take your penalty now, or...?
I won the lottery recently. I think my luck is,
It's a full 3-day game.
Okay.
I didn't win a huge amount. I won like...
And before anyone thinks I swindled him into it, and before anyone accuses me of swindling him into it, he's the one who suggested the bet.
Anyway, any particular expectation?
Let's see. Maybe a look at some Titanfall. Of course, Anthem. EA again apologizing for being blatantly evil and maybe trying to clean up their act.
Commentary earlier.
Yes, but I'm saying this on commentary.
Not just that, Jova. Expecting EA to apologize, it's like, you might as well try to catch the salt with a fork.
Well, Tio, they actually did apologize last year. Oh my god, look at the audience. Look at the audience's faces. Alright.
Again, Jova, empty words, facts are what matter, and EA has proven that time and time again, but with facts that they are,
yeah, we got the woos for Anthem, I'm into it.
Yeah. Anyway, now, what exactly is going on right now with glasses here?
Well, wouldn't it be fun, you guys?
She's trying to do what Aisha Tyler did.
Oh yeah, that game.
You know, I just realized something. Aisha Tyler has a talent for not looking as dorky as that woman does doing it.
The first trailer, I guess it's Battlefield 5.
Oh yeah, Battlefield 5.
Oh yeah, I love how they basically made a big deal of Battlefield 5 not having any of the stuff that plagued Battlefront 2 2017.
Okay, so why is it called Battlefront 5 when the last
Battlefield.
Whatever. You know what I mean.
I have no idea.
There was actually a Battlefield 4, so I guess
then he went back to 1.
Yeah, it's 5 because the last one was a remake or something.
Oh my god, guys, I just realized. This may be the first E3 without that cartoonishly bad guy, British guy who would announce for it.
Well, wait for it, Job. I'm thinking he's popping up later.
Wasn't he retiring, though, to go work with FIFA or something?
No idea.
I think I must have got that confused with another EA guy.
It would be kind of a shame, though, because I'll admit, that guy does sort of bring a special charm to EA's conferences.
Anyway, also, for the record, compared to Battlefield 1, the last couple of years, this one looks boring.
Nah, I mean, you know, Battlefield...
set during World War II.
Yeah, it's weird. How do you make one set towards World War II seem more boring than the one set towards World War I? Like, Battlefield 1 was...
Isn't COD doing the same thing?
Yeah, COD did last year, so this time we're doing Black Ops 4.
Yeah.
Well, hang on, I think the folks are back. Be right back.
It's
Alright, let's have a listen.
How much can you do different? I mean, it's
well,
war games, right?
Well, gee, Marco, it's only World War II. Like, I can't imagine anything you could do with World War II. I mean, come on.
You could add more story, yes, but the thing you're going to see is basically the same, right? I mean,
also, Jova, with this day and age, no video game developer will actually have the balls to actually let you play as the Nazis.
Well, not... Actually, I think you can do that in Call of Duty World War II.
Some old games, but not the modern ones, not with all the internet mark.
Really? I thought you could do that in...
For fuck's sake, the first trailer of this game was banned because they dared showing a girl.
Oh yeah, the girl with the amputee arm. Okay, I have no problems with it being a female character. Like, well, there were plenty of female figures in World War II. Sure, they weren't, officially in the army when it came to the U.S. side, but there were still plenty of rebels here and there, could have been from other countries. My issue is how impractical the arm is. Like, the arm is just...
that was a thing during World War II, Joe. There are photos of that. What really boggles me about the whole thing is how EA clearly purposely made that just to spark controversy and get some publicity, rather than to actually be genuine with the whole diversity thing.
And before anyone wonders, we actually do have proof that EA have pretty much gone to blast anyone who so much as even raised an eyebrow at it. And not in the way that is empowering. It's just a way that is clearly trying to rake up controversy. I mean, but I get the whole arm amputee thing, but again, it's the arm itself. Again, I think the problem is that this game is still trying to be realistic and historic, but then has a gun for an arm. At least that's what it looks like.
Actually, no, it's a hook, sort of.
Oh, never mind then. Alright,
similar to that prosthetic arm that the big boss has in Metal Gear Solid 5 at the beginning, in the hospital.
Alright, let's actually listen, I guess.
More about that later this year. So with that, it's time to show you what makes Battlefield so special.
Alright, so I guess gameplay trailer.
Intensity of our multiplayer sandbox. And this time,
I really hope we're not gonna have the whole live thing in like the last part of the conference where we're doing with those wacky gamers, am I right?
And this is your first look at ground operations.
Alright,
how much battle royale
mode? Let me start off because
wait, are they gonna put battle royale in Battlefield 2?
We don't know.
Sure, why not?
Let's hope not.
COD is doing it, but Black Ops 4 has no campaign, but
there's gonna be a whole bunch of...
What about Battle Royale?
Are you saying that Call of Duty is removing the only thing that Call of Duty was doing right?
To be fair, Marco, like 2 years ago, the best one they had Kevin Spacey in it, so... hindsight's a bitch.
In-game footage, yeah, okay.
Also, like, how much you wanna bet it's gonna be kind of like Battlefield 4 and it's gonna crash at launch and we're gonna need a fuck ton of patches to fix it?
I put
that
money
was
down
horrible.
On that.
I played the beta.
Also,
it was horrible.
Also, rule number 1 with first-person shooters in this day and age, when you see trails like this that claim it's in-game footage, don't expect the actual game to look this nice, because you obviously won't get to look at it from different angles, you won't get to look at it from all those cool perspectives, you'll pretty much be in first-person view, and even still, don't even try to pretend like you aren't going to have sessions where you immediately respond and then just get gunned down, like... I mean,
oh my god, the symbolism about going to the waters.
Not a single drop. What
does that even mean?
Oh, okay then.
Okay, what was that supposed to tell me about the story or the gameplay that makes this game unique?
One of our protagonists is gonna have a female lover, I guess.
Nova, it's supposed to make you ask questions.
And now game mention footage? Wait.
Oh, it's Cristiano Ronaldo, I think.
Wait.
Probably, yeah, of course.
Wait, hold on. So we immediately just go right into soccer? Like, that was it for Battlefield 5? Okay.
Not that I care.
A crossover.
Not that I care about Battlefield 5 anyway, so...
A crossover would be fun, yes.
I mean, look, I genuinely want to be interested in these games, but I'm sorry, Battlefield 5 just did not interest me there.
Wait, FIFA is using Frostbite too?
Yeah, they've been using it for a couple of years at this point.
Really?
Yep.
Pretty much all of EA's I think pretty much all of EA's AAA games are doing it, aren't they?
Basically, that's right. Basically, Marco, they used it in order to improve, for example, the people in the crowd.
That's stupid. The best thing about the Frostbite engine is the destructible environment. Like, I don't know.
I wish there was a mode for FIFA with destructible fields and that.
That's for good.
Also, when you're playing the game, you're not really looking at the crowd anyways.
Champions Rise. Okay.
There could be a cardboard people. Nobody cares.
Season 3 of the journey? Wow, these people are so invested. Look at them.
Wow.
Well, we get to hear one of the greatest songs of all time, I guess. So that's cool.
Champions Rise. Yeah, you can tell that this is America because nobody cares about soccer.
Yeah, compared to other sports, you care
Why
about...
do we have the Champions League trophy there?
And
Isn't
what?
this thing supposed to be in Madrid right now?
Also.
No. Remember, guys. Remember, Konami dropped the. Konami lost the rights to the Champions League. So I'm guessing this is announcing that EA's got them now.
We'll
There
see.
you go then.
Anyway, though, okay, wait. Shouldn't it be spelled European as in EA? Why is it said?
It's French.
Oh.
It's French writing.
Collaborating with us on the trailer. And I really love the trailer because it captures our epic vision.
Yeah, I can't really hear the audio much because I have to have my iPhone tuned down a bit. Are they saying basically, yeah, we got the UEFA Champions League now?
Not
It
yet.
seems like it. It seems like it, yeah.
Addition for the game. It's where football's biggest
Yes,
heroes
it's amazing
like
addition.
Ronaldo
I don't know
and
how,
Neymar
but
every year.
okay.
Basically, Glibs is saying that the Champions League is where some of football's greatest heroes show.
Well, look at the
True.
Oh, there
look
you
at the
go,
bright side,
UEFA
Glibs,
Champions
that's right.
League.
Well, look at the bright side, Jova. At least it's not like in the PS2 era where the UEFA Champions League had its own separate video game for some reason.
To sell more money for it.
Well, but
That's the
they
reason.
still do like special editions, like for example for the World Championship and stuff.
All right. So let's actually listen. What will this actually change? Will it just be another championship mode to play in the game?
It's nothing. It's nothing, Jova. They're just bragging about that they stole the UEFA Champions League rights from Konami, and now FIFA's the only one using it though, and PES has to use a fictional name.
Well, normally how would it work? Kind of like a tournament mode, sort of?
I mean, don't
Yeah,
beat the games
yeah,
over.
The group stage and then there's a knockout tournament.
What this basically means, Teo, is that instead of having to use fake names when it comes to the Champions League, and they can actually use the actual proper anthems and titles and all that shit.
That sounds like the equivalent of bragging about a golden toilet seat.
And we're going to be sharing a lot more about gameplay throughout the summer, but what I can
To be
tell
fair,
you right
Jova,
now
wouldn't you?
is that the quality bar in
Wouldn't you?
gameplay was really
No, I wouldn't. What I would brag about was getting the
I
greatest
would.
Ultimate Edition of all
I'm gonna have to
games.
side with Jova on this one too. I wouldn't. I would just sell it.
Also, of course, we're
Yeah.
extremely excited
I mean,
about
look.
Well,
That's actually practical.
Gold is...
Honestly, is it even that much better bragging about, I sold a golden toilet seat?
Yes,
I
because...
got money for it.
Glibs, I can brag because I managed to sell a toilet seat and get rich off of that. That's something to brag about.
Why don't you melt the gold and sell the gold separately?
Guys.
That's not what a criminal would think.
Guys,
Too complicated.
Guys, I want you to all know that this E3 conference has already gotten so uninteresting that we're talking about a golden toilet seat. As opposed to this.
See, look.
Oh, and the FIFA World Cup is also in it. So
Wait, why are they mentioning
Makes
FIFA
sense, it's
18?
this year.
It's in
Actually, we're
FIFA
talking
18.
about
again, remember. Well, trust me, Joe. It was even worse in the PS2 era because, like I said, back in the PS2 era, both the Champions League and the FIFA World Cup had their own separate games. But now it's everything in the FIFA Fortnite.
Also, they added it for free.
Yeah, basically the FIFA World Cup is going to be a free update for FIFA 18.
Yeah.
Goody.
They don't need it. They have loot boxes anyway, so it's like.
The sad thing, Mark, is that thanks to the whole people being concentrated on the whole Battlefront 2 scandal, something like that, EA had completely free game with the loot boxes of FIFA 18, and they got a shit ton of money for it.
And you can feel their excitement.
Can we just point out like how they're making such a big deal? Like, hey, no loot boxes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay.
I suppose
Learned
we...
a lesson on this.
We've got to a point where having a game with no loot boxes is a thing that people are desperately praising of
And Lena isn't the only one
and
who's excited.
hoping
FIFA 18
very easy.
players are
Well,
loving
yeah.
the experience so far.
Well, to be fair to you, it does help that EA kind of got arrested in certain places for it, and now they're considered
True, but
illegal.
that's the thing. It's like when God of War had a selling point of having no season passes. Like,
I don't think companies would even need to say that kind of thing if the industry didn't abuse the system from the beginning.
I think the goodness to take away from this, though, is like, well, because of EA screwing up, you don't see a lot of other companies doing...
There's a free trial, Glibs, if you want.
See,
After this conference.
part of the good takeaway is a lot of YouTubers these days, like, well, despite EA still trying to have at it, you notice that a lot of the other game companies are actually straying away from loot boxes because of what happened to EA. So, So it at least does help in the long run as a good example for other game companies. And even better, EA stocks have dropped heavily to the point where those loot boxes offer the few customers of theirs that are still aware. Oh, Russia.
No, it's not that. Like earlier when the people were talking, you could see Ronaldo's arm behind them. It looked like the arm was shaking.
I don't know.
Woo!
Probably some
Music
problem with the
video.
ring or something.
Montage.
Every team, every
Gotta need a
stadium.
montage.
Play it free.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not official. EA Sports has the rights to everything soccer-wise. Literally everything.
And I couldn't care where he is.
That's the evil CEO. Always driving a suite at the moment.
Okay, I'd like to listen to this guy.
Sports.
Alright, Satan, butter me up.
The Champions League and the World Cup and so much other greatness to FIFA.
I don't know.
Oh my
I
god!
mean, they have to answer to other people, right?
Wow,
I don't know if it was their decision to
There's-
put boxes.
They're still talking about FIFA. Okay, look.
Oh,
look, it's the James Bond Super Bowl.
Question: Do EA's other sports games at least sell as well as FIFA? Like, Jesus Christ!
FIFA's isn't FIFA their highest seller? I'm pretty sure.
More of his FIFA, but we still sell well, technically.
Why are they still talking? Oh, right. They probably need to talk about the journey. Still, though.
Remember, Jova, FIFA is wildly popular in Europe, especially the UK.
So why do they consider it popular enough to bring Pele of all people to an E3 conference and waste time on that?
Because everybody who's a football fan knows who Pele is, Jova.
But even you were complaining that it was out of place.
Well, it was out of
It's like
place.
having a car in your stage. Come on.
Oh,
It's the same thing.
oh, speaking of a
Wait,
car.
an Xbox 360 controller? They were showing a 360 controller earlier.
What?
Connecting it to your smartphone? Why?
I think this is some type of stream.
Oh, that's right. Some people still use the 360 controllers on their PCs. Sure, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's right. That attachment where you can attach.
It's one of the best controllers ever.
That's right. I
The Xbox
forgot.
One, the Xbox. No, I honestly I prefer the Xbox One controller or the 360's controller, honestly. But
Also,
whatever.
guys,
Because
let's
of
not.
the D-pad.
Also, guys,
Not
let's
just
not
the
forget
D-pad,
that.
like it's just the better designed, if you ask me.
Also,
I will
guys.
say that for certain games, the D-pad on the 360 controller can be a bit of a hindrance.
For certain games, I would say.
Also, guys, let's not forget that special 360 controller where you can attach your smartphone. Let me finish. Where you can attach your smartphone to it and play the game on your smartphone.
Apparently they mentioned subscriptions.
Oh boy.
Today-
Well,
Yeah.
but
Well,
once
of
again,
course.
because they're probably gonna try to shield more the
So three
Origin
things you need to
store,
know
but
about
no
it.
one actually.
Oh,
knows.
there we go. Origin Access Premiere.
Man.
New PC games.
Thank you,
EA,
Teo.
Stop it.
We're blaming you, Teo.
People care.
There we go. Madden NFL.
People
There you
care
go,
about
Tom.
Origin.
All right,
than Ubisoft's Uplay.
And there'll be many more
Oh my
titles
god,
in
so
the
it's essentially, I think it may be something
Yeah,
like
no,
Game-
Jova, look at it this way. Look at it this way, Jova. We here in Europe, we get FIFA. You guys over there in America, you guys get Madden. Everybody's happy with their sport, I guess.
Meh.
That's a little
Sports,
later.
sports.
Again, bring back
I
the...
thought basketball was bigger.
Yes. Basketball's actually bigger. Also-
Isn't baseball the biggest thing?
Dwebs.
It's not the Super Bowl.
This weekend.
We got the Super Bowl as well, but that's football.
Dwebs, is EA Sports still making their NBA
Oh,
games?
guys,
They're
get...
making NBA Live.
No, I
Latest
think 2K has the NBA.
No,
Right,
no,
we're gonna try to love.
no, guys.
So we're gonna.
One at a time.
Both 2K and EA have the license.
For
So we're
another.
gonna try to
That's
up
weird.
the ante with
Okay.
Origin.
Wait,
against Steam.
Hold on. What was Arkham City doing here?
Because, Jova, remember, Origin functions like as a system to selling games kind of like Steam, so even parties that are not involved with EA get their games sold over there.
Oh my god, I called it. So this is essentially EA's answer to Games Pass.
Oh, is this the Sims? Was that the Sims just now?
Yeah.
Basically, this is... Surprisingly, though, they're advertising this for PC. Huh.
But that's because Origin is on PC, Jova.
But just PC? That seems odd. I mean, I'm glad. I mean, I'm a PC gamer, but
Again,
still.
again, it's gonna...
And again, the crowd.
And I
It's a counterpart to Steam anyway, just like you play.
How many people are there just because they need to be there?
Look at that polite hand clap, guys. Like, look at that obligatory hand clap.
Someone's super excited about that hunt on PC,
To those people there live, I thank you. You have done your service well.
I
You
hope the
are.
paycheck you're gonna get for being here is gonna be meaty enough for you.
And there has been a bunch of speculation.
I mean, I wish I could.
Ooh,
Just
respawn.
waste an hour of my time to be there and getting paid for it.
We're working on
Okay, so
respawn.
respawn.
The teams are kicking ass, but we wanted to
Oh,
bring-
respawn's some
kicking
kind
ass.
of ball,
So we've been
okay.
working with
Please, can it
Lucas
actually be something
on
substantial
getting
and
the
not just a
name
we're
and
working
kind
on
of
it, we
the setting
promise?
For what our Star Wars game is going to be, and we're going to talk.
Oh,
about
and we're
it
also
right
developing
now.
a Star Wars game, I remember.
You guys got any guesses? I bet
Oh.
you
They have
do.
another
The
Star
internet
Wars
is going
game?
wild.
Yes, well,
Boy,
Respawn said that
So the
for a
Star
while
Wars
they
name
were
is
handling a
Jedi
Star Wars game.
Fallen
Ah,
Order.
so though Disney probably
Ooh,
couldn't
the
cancel it if
Star
it's that
Wars
far
Jedi
along.
Fallen Order.
Yeah, so it kind of gives you
No
some
one can
idea
cancel
that
it if
you're
it's that
playing
far
a
along.
Jedi.
So does that
Unless
mean
they're
they
really
get to, like,
stupid
hold
like
a lightsaber?
Microsoft.
Yes.
Yes.
Jesus, this interview is
Vince,
so
you got
cringy.
anything
I
else?
will never
Well, it
apologize.
takes place during the dark times. Trying to be a little
Okay,
bit
you're
Oh, so
talking.
When the
in
Jedis
between
are being
episode 3 and
hunted,
4,
so
kind of like
it's gonna
Battlefront
be a
2.
spectacular-
You mean forgive,
Every-
Mark?
every-
Forgive
hardcore
me, yes,
nerds
I'm not
out there
soft,
who wanna know,
forgive.
like, where
Everything
in the
that everything
timeline,
Star
like,
Wars
between
related
which
nowadays is
episodes
set
is it?
between episodes 3 and
Between
4.
3 and
No,
4.
Battlefront 2's
Okay.
campaign was set
Alright,
between episode
three
6
4,
and
that
7.
sounds like a nice time.
Wait,
Get
I thought it was
any-
set
any other
between.
tidbits?
Oh yeah, it was
It's not a
between
nice-
6 and
It's a dark-
7.
It's
It was
right after the
immediately
explosion
after
of the new Death Star,
Bedtime. Does that
and
mean this could
before
just be
Kylo
all
Ren starts
dark?
going apeshit.
Hey, more showing, less telling.
Well, even when they do
Alright, so
show,
I
you
think
don't seem
people
to be
are now
interested.
anxious.
Well, I'd like to actually
When can
see
we
so I
play
could
the
judge it properly.
It
And
will
also,
be
Glibs, it's when they
holiday
overdo it
of
with showing
next
something that's
year,
boring.
2019,
That guy with a
not
hat
this
in the
year.
background says it all. That
So
expression
it's
of
Destiny.
melancholy, sadness, and
But now
mildly
we know
amusement
that
That's,
is all
guy
it
expectations
is.
guy in
are
the
all going to be
glasses.
amped up.
No, the guy
and,
with the in the
hopefully
hat.
we'll hear from
in like
more
2
from
seats
you maybe,
Honestly, the
next
guy in
year.
the glasses
Oh,
looks
yeah.
more
Well,
forlorn.
Vince,
I
it was
barely
great
can
to see you.
see
Thanks
of
for
it.
stopping by the show
Wait,
today.
no,
see it.
no,
We do
no,
have
no,
a
no,
little
no,
bit
no,
more
no,
news
no,
on
no.
Star
He is
Wars,
not
so I'm
leaving
gonna
yet
toss it
until he
over to
shows us
Dennis.
something. You did not just have a guy talk about something.
Hey, look, guys, Battlefront 2! Yay!
Oh boy, yep. There is
From the
I
X!
work at DICE in Stockholm.
Battlefront
on Star
2,
Wars
the
stuff.
game that got
Also,
considered
I'm really
illegal
happy and
in
excited to be
certain
here today,
countries,
so
the
thank
game
you
that
so much for
Hawaii
hanging out with me
sued
for a little bit.
EA and pretty much
So,
has gotten the
we launched
federal
our game
government on their
November
rear
last
ends
year,
for.
and
The
clearly
game that we have to thank for other companies
instead of
deciding that
coming out
loot
of the gate
boxes are
sprinting,
You know,
not
that's
worth
one
it.
thing.
wanted to,
That's one thing
we
that's
had to
that's
take a
one
step
thing that's
back
always puzzled me a little
and
bit.
make
Why didn't
sure
why
that
didn't
we
why
were
didn't the
delivering
government
game that our
intervene
players
when
really wanted.
Blizzard were doing that?
So we
Because
decided
Blizzard
to
weren't doing it with.
overhaul our
You see,
progression
Dwibs,
system
Blizzard were
and
doing
add
it
a
for
bunch of
superficial
new
stuff. Don't get me wrong, I
characters
still
for
do not
players to
support
collect
Blizzard for
and
doing
stuff.
it, but at least
So
with
from
them,
there,
it was mainly
we added a
costumes.
new hunt
EA
mode
was doing
inspired
it
by
with
the
stuff
original
that
Battlefront
basically
games
got
that I
kids to
loved
essentially
personally,
gamble, because
Oh,
starting
Ewoks
with the Ewoks
expansion.
on
yeah,
Endor.
essentially
Okay,
it was
and-
Because if there's one thing the franchise needed was more
Thank
bloody
you.
Ewoks.
So,
But
and
they're
also,
fucking
also,
adorable. Look at them.
also, Glibs, even when it comes to the FIFA part of this conference, they didn't really show anything about FIFA. They just showed.
Oh my god, we're just
But
about-
isn't that the EA shtick? They always talk,
Oh,
we're making
let
this,
me
we're
guess.
making that, but they
Let-
never show anything.
let me guess,
They
tie
did
into
it.
Han Solo movie.
Yeah.
A movie that
Yeah,
is
I see that.
Movie-
Bombing at the box office.
the first Star Wars movie to ever do that. Oh, Lando!
Yeah.
I didn't dislike it. It was-
Lando was already present to join.
I didn't care for
Run
it.
about his financial issues.
and play
though,
with your
Redhellc.
friends.
So, oh, they're literally repeating footage they just showed.
They already did even with the Ewoks. Wow, that's amateurish as well.
Okay, folks, I'm gonna be honest with you. I do not go into EA expecting or wanting to have to ridicule them. I
don't
legit want.
believe you.
Look, Deads.
Sure
They
you don't.
look, Deads.
To be
EA
fair, we went to Ubisoft willing to ridicule them last year, and it didn't turn out that way because they actually did succeed.
Exactly. And let me put it like this. EA in the past did give me a lot of joy. I enjoyed the Harry Potter games, the earlier ones, not the later ones. I enjoyed the MBJ Street series. Heck, I enjoyed the sports games. I enjoyed you know, a lot of their licensed stuff. Mass Effect, the original trilogy, except for that god-awful ending of 3, was phenomenal. Why can't they just be fun like they used to be?
Who's this guy?
Let's talk about the heroes
Someone who
and villains.
consumes a lot of products.
It said earlier, like he's a game designer for Battlefront 2.
Oh, goody, Grievous!
Powerful droid, the leader of the most powerful droid army in the
Oh look, it's General Grievous.
Ah, so
Because everybody likes General Grievous, who has no personality.
I like him.
Obi-Wan
I like Grievous.
I like him.
He has no personality whatsoever.
I think he has.
I only saw the movies.
Ray has no personality, yet you like her.
Ray has
the Dark Lord
what?
and leader
Ray
of
has
the
no
Separatist
personality.
Alliance. Count
Sure,
Dooku,
whatever.
She's a Mary Sue,
as
let's be
well
real.
as
Yeah?
someone to bring balance to the Force.
I don't.
That is not a legitimate form of critique.
Everyone
just saying
everyone did that one already.
Well, technically she has a personality because in episode 8 she has a lot of personality issues, but that's beside the point.
Yes, she does.
Can I
Okay.
please watch this without you guys, you know?
Well, hey, you kind of went after the prequels, to be fair.
Providing us with
Yeah,
your
if we
feedback,
can go after the
talking to
prequels,
us
we can go after
together,
the new
we will
trilogy.
make this
Anyway,
the
though,
greatest
so
game
yeah,
we
what
can
exactly is
possibly
new
build.
about this
There
game?
would be no
Aside
Again,
from pretty much
the
everyone in the...
DLC,
So thank
that
you.
Ewoks
May the
mod,
Force
the
be
map
with you,
based
and
on
enjoy the
Solo
rest
with
of
the
the
young
E3. Thanks.
Solo as a character and Grievous. There you go.
Yeah, you
And
know,
also the
I'm
presenter was a Solo.
I'm going to agree with what the chat is
Oh,
saying.
hello?
This
I swear
game
that
is...
guy reminds me of
Hold on,
someone,
no,
but I
this
can't
is
think who.
something not related to Star
Wait,
Wars.
Unraveled?
Oh, Unraveled! Yay!
Hey, Unraveled! One of the few good things from EA that was shown at E3 in
Oh, yeah.
2015.
Unravel 2.
What's Unravel?
I was talking about.
Wait.
Basically, the first of the indie projects that the EA tried
That from
to
EA
launch.
Originals.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will never forget when this game was shown. Why? Because of the announcer who was showing it. The nervous as all heck guy.
Bob, I guess.
Please tell me they're bringing...
That guy.
Please tell me they're bringing back the guy. Yeah,
I really hope so.
I love how even the chat is saying, we want the Yardy guy. And, you know, from what I can gather, Unraveled was a legit good game. Oh, it's not him.
You know, it looks like,
sure.
honestly,
Oh,
it
wait,
looks like
is it?
He is Jova.
Oh my god, he got some gray hairs.
It looks like they took that cutscene from
Unravel,
Uncharted 4 and
we use
removed Drake
yarn
and put the
to
Unravel guy in
symbolize-
there.
Oh god.
and the bonds between people. In our new game,
Hello,
Yes,
don't
he's
worry.
doing it again! Yes!
Don't worry
You
this time,
lose
guys. I'm
everything,
only going to be
including
sweating
your spark.
profusely, not having a nervous
But-
breakdown.
So the story
Pretty
starts
much
with
like
the
the
four
Ever does in that
characters.
regard.
Oh, there you go. Co-op.
you find hope. And you form
Co-op,
a new
right?
bond.
Well, then again,
And
I think
your spark
A Way Out had co-op.
is rekindled.
So.
Well, Unravel is mostly
And
been
it
a
leads you
puzzle
off
solver
on an adventure.
with
So
platforming
welcome.
elements.
Puzzle solving, that sounds good.
Unravel
Unravel
2.
2.
It's not something I play, but
That's a nice title with the literal number, not the D.
It's a game about fresh start.
I think you're getting a bit
second
too
chances.
unraveled here,
These
guys.
two little souls who refuse to give up and who build something new
I get it,
and
too
beautiful
unraveled.
together.
Get off the stage.
And the whole game is
But I'm not on a
inspired
stage,
by
I'm on a
that
seat.
spirit of
Well, get on the
optimism.
stage so I
sit
can
on the
push
floor.
you off. Yes, actually, yes, sit on the floor.
It's all made to be played with two characters.
You know, it's sad, despite this guy still being nervous as all heck, he's one of the better presenters. If only, I don't know, maybe it's because of the project, or that he's actually, you know, talking while showing us stuff, but he's one of the better presenters. That, and he's entertaining.
It's quite different from the first. It's both
Well, to
friendlier
be fair, nervousness
and more
on stage
challenging,
is a sign
but
that
above
somebody
all,
cares
it's a
about
lot
what
more
they're doing
playful.
on said stage.
And we think
But
it's
that's
a
not
worthy
that's
successor.
not that's not
And
the
I'm gonna
only
show it to you now.
method
So
of
I
showing you
brought some
care,
help.
obviously, but
So
seems to be the
please
most
welcome
When
Michael
Mario
to
plus
the
Rabbids was
stage.
showing up and the developer was
So
crying.
our producer at Coldwood.
Yeah.
just crying.
Hello.
It's like, oh,
Oh.
God.
How they're gonna show gameplay, actually?
Alright, we're
gonna
gonna
try
see
to
some
show you a
game.
little bit of what I'm
You know, I
talking
just realized this is the
about
first
how
game
you
where
can
we're
play the
actually
game
seeing some actual
in
live
co-op with
gameplay
yourself,
done in front of
essentially.
us.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we present
Looks
to you what looks like my former head teacher.
Which one?
What
Oh,
what
under
the
my
hell?
shirt.
Oh, okay. We used a man prompt. Okay.
He looks a little bit like my former
So when
head
you're
teacher.
playing
Oh,
it
you
by
can
yourself,
hug
you
with
essentially
each
pick up the
other.
other
Oh,
characters and
that's
move them along
adorable.
in a more fast-paced
Oh wow, you
type
can
of
even
game.
fuse.
fusion. It's just a
Hey, and they're red and blue.
Oh my god, they're actually humans in this game now. Well, you know, on screen.
Thrill and danger.
Also,
and
chase sequence with a turkey.
I know. Is the story going to be they used to be humans, but they got turned into weird little yarn creatures?
Would be interesting.
I don't know.
Kind of sort of
yeah. What exactly was the story of the first Unravel game?
I don't remember specifically.
I don't know. I honestly found the first one boring, so I just kind of.
Yeah. It has the location of Pikmin, but like the art, but like the characters remind me of Yoshi's Woolly World.
Which is a game that was fun.
I'll jump in at this.
Yeah, I liked it.
So,
although the multiplayer for that game is one of the most frustrating I've ever played in my life.
Of course it is.
A Nintendo game with multiplayer that's frustrating, you know? So...
Wow!
I was playing Mario Party 4 with friends.
I love how...
Mario Party is its own kettle of fish.
I love how nobody's really going crazy with the comments on SSMB during this conference.
But I thought they didn't. But I thought. So I see. So when they're showing sports and that the stuff they hate seeing, they're gonna comment all over it. But when they see something that's
Glibs, they didn't
even. Do you realize the hypocrisy of what you're saying?
Glibs. I said that they're not commenting on anything. Like they're not even bothering with sports. Really.
Yeah, until I remember, I'm not watching the.
Like I'm looking. Like,
also, I wonder what these projection humans are.
Watch it then. Aren't you supposed to be commenting on this with us?
No, I'm not on. I'm watching the stream. I'm just not watching it via Motorbug.
Oh, I was talking about on SSMB as well. Like normally you see comments.
Well, they're the same.
Considering we're seeing the children running around so often, I'm wondering if what the gameplay, what we're seeing right here, is their imagination or something.
Your turn.
Maybe.
Again.
But Shiri, what if, bear with me, what if the two unravel creatures are actually the children? This is
well, that's definitely some indie game shit right there. So.
Again, 10 plot twists that will blow out your mind. Here's why.
Again, maybe it has something to do with how the story of the first Unravel game went. I wouldn't know. I never got around to playing it, so...
Well,
but basically, you're being harassed by the... You're being harassed by the Assassin's
Oh my god, are we actually gonna have a boss fight with the turkey?
The Assassin's Creed board was a falcon, not a turkey.
That's a quick little look at
there were places if the budget of the next Assassin's Creed was
ornithology is not your thing.
I really hope you like it.
Did the falcon throw a punch?
Before I go, I just
then what's the point?
Some love to the team back home
what's the point of
this game? If they tried that, Nintendo would sue.
Well, okay, this is so far the best. Okay, this is so far the best thing shown at this conference.
There's a bunch of us from Coldwood here, and thank you to those, and thank you to everybody back home, and thank you.
Who's ringing?
Yeah, that's one of my parents' phones.
Go ahead. Alright, next. Oh, again, another trader.
You know what's sad also? That guy seemed to be the only one having fun announcing at the C3.
Well, it helps. I think indie games tend to escape most of EA's.
Again, thanks to the type of contract that EA does, the developers still have full creative freedom.
And you know the great thing.
Plus, they're not that expensive. So.
Again, this is also why that guy at the Game Awards had pretty much managed to insult EA and go unscathed from it.
Wow, this is great.
EA didn't fund A Way Out too.
Well, gee, they look pretty stupid considering how A Way Out really did well.
Although to be fair, you're not really supposed to be biting the hand that feeds you, even if the
remember, there's you saw the video with Yoko Taro having to sell T-shirt of Nier Automata and ending the video by saying "Shit, Square Enix."
Oh my God! You even go over a flaming log.
Basically, again, platforming puzzle seems to be.
This is what some Call Me Johnny said. Knuckles chaotic without the high jank speed. High speed, already 100% left jank.
Aww, it looks adorable.
Hang on, Deji, if it's Knuckles chaotic without that, does that mean it's still also boring?
It's clear that they have a lot of passion and I can't personally wait to play on
Oh dang, man.
Yes, EA, they do have passion. Learn from
You have to
them.
think about what you say.
I'm not saying the game isn't good, but is it worth spending so much time on this
I
game?
don't think it even said how much it's going to cost.
Here's the thing, Redhellc.
Probably
Maybe.
like the first one, $20.
Hey, Redhellc, maybe they don't have much else to show other than this game.
Wow, great uploading.
Well, hey, it's a more enthusiastic applause than the other games.
Well, I mean, I can imagine
Wait,
him
what's
ranting
next?
now. Oh yeah, sure. We give you something
Free.
you want, and you're still
Oh,
not.
please have we have another one to show, please.
Yeah,
And the
that's
more the
nice.
merrier with this.
Maybe, you know what? If EA turns into a company that just super funds indie games, I will be okay with that.
Wait, what's that? Oh, it's a way out.
Oh, well, speak of
Oh,
the...
of course. We're going to praise the way
Oh
out.
yeah,
What
Uncharted.
is that, Pedro, you play the game. Without spoiling, is there potential for DLC episodes?
Or a sequel.
I'm not exactly seeing how.
Wait.
Okay, then.
Oh my god. Are they gonna bring Yosef?
Please.
Please bring Joseph. Please.
Come on.
We need our Tommy
Joseph again?
The guy basically said F the Oscars.
The creator of Way Out.
One of my favorite people.
Yeah, the creator of Way
I
Out.
felt so bad for Jeff.
Okay, Joseph. Now is not the time to be biting EA's hand again.
But I love biting it. It's
Honestly,
juicy.
Dwibs, if it's a...
But what if that ends up costing you your career?
Well, Dwibs. A Way Out sold a lot. Another company's probably gonna pick up with him.
Unravel 2 is already out right now.
What?
Wait, it
Yeah,
is?
they dropped it today.
That's, there you go. Sea of
Let's take that to
Solitude.
the approach.
Alright,
Okay.
the new title. Let's see.
Thank you,
They're
Patrick.
doing the.
Oh, never mind. Apparently,
No!
the Way Out thing was just them talking about how awesome that game was and stuff. It wasn't anything.
Oh, well.
Sea of Solitude.
Alright, let's see what this is about. Wait, I think they mentioned this in the past or something.
So apparently Sea of Solitude is something taking place in Venice in an apocalyptic future.
Actually, not really Venice. It doesn't look like Venice, Jova.
Why has she got the motorway symbol?
But it's post-apocalyptic.
Thank you. We are Yomai.
Oh my god, she's tired as all heck.
From Berlin, and we are.
And she's German.
For 3 months and I haven't gotten a week of sleep.
Jet lag,
And
maybe?
now I'm here in this hellhole.
So, you got no sense of humor
Actually
then?
becoming a part of EA Originals.
I just want to sleep.
Becoming a part of EA, she says that.
Yeah, this poor soul has been clearly paid to say that line.
Part of the ship, part of the
Let's
crew.
see.
It's amazing. Okay, I can't tell if
Guys, it's so amazing to be part of EA. Please get me out of here.
I can't tell if that's her being tired or if that's just her really forcing herself to say these good
What makes
things.
this underlying concept so important and so unique is that
Okay, so it's a game where everything's flooded.
Like I said, it's an apocalyptic
I
Venice.
guess it's gonna involve the water puzzle. I mean, water rising and lowering, and you need to get to scavenge about things.
So it's set in a time where Venice underwent a torrential downpour.
Oh jeez. Actually, that's actually sadly what's the future of the city.
That's exactly my point. It's Venice in an apocalyptic future.
Right into the hand and onto the paper. I think this is also why so many people
Emotion.
can instantly connect
So-
with
Female David Cage.
The emotions of water. So basically, this is an Italian, well, all my German, but basically an Italian Wind Wake, post-apocalyptic Wind Waker.
And apparently lonely,
I was joking about the Venice bit though.
and apparently lonely people turn into monsters.
Well, because post-apocalyptic stuff.
We achieve
An
all this in
Italian
playful ways so that
post-apocalyptic
players
Wind Waker made by
I
want to simply
guess
enjoy
so.
Well,
Play this one then.
There you go, there you go, Tio.
who
Representation.
wants to look a bit
Yay!
deeper
But you
can
made well,
reveal
Joe, I'm not too
a whole
enthusiastic the last time
emotional
Germans tried to
world
portray something coming
beneath
from
it all.
Venice.
The magical
Actually,
voice.
not from Italy, just
It's
say
about
because
a
Christopher
young
Columbus
woman
was
named
from
Kate,
Genova.
who is suffering from such strong loneliness that her inner feeling, the darkness, the
Again,
anger,
loneliness now
Sorry.
turns you into a monster. Okay, maybe this woman was high when she fought this up. Maybe that's why she's sounding so slow.
Such an indie game plotline.
It is, and I love it for it.
What pretentious as fuck.
Talking about feelings,
bring all
Dwibs.
those emotions into balance. Some needs to become bigger. Some would be better.
Bigger.
A little smaller,
I'm not saying mainstream games don't do that.
to
either,
embrace
by
even your destructive part or your self-doubt.
So you can turn into a monster by using your loneliness as a game mechanic.
This is what being human is all about.
Well, this
Perfect game for online.
Okay,
gaming.
okay.
Basically, the more lonely you are in real life, the better it will.
Yes.
Okay.
Darth Vader.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Oh, snap.
Joe May.
This world that I live in is empty and cold.
Again, I'm a bit behind you guys, but
It's okay, we're hearing a song in a trailer, and oh, a girl with red eyes!
It has aesthetic similar to Gravity Rush.
I'm no child of destiny.
Oh, Jesus.
either a fan of that game.
So it's partially horror, okay then.
Again, loneliness has turned several people into monsters, so... Oh, so it's...
Wait, have we seen this trailer before? It seems very familiar to me.
I don't recall seeing this at all. Moses!
Moses.
Funny because one of the projects that Venice is trying to have to contain the rising water is called the Moses. But yeah, it seems interesting enough. We'll bother to see what's more of it.
Again, I just want to remind you guys, the high points of this have so far been the indie projects.
More sports, I think.
Oh great, is it NBA with a soul, or is it...
I think there is a street mode for this one. One of the places seem to be.
I don't know though, I mean...
There you go, Jova, that one, but there was one of them.
Well, I'm asking though, is it actually NBA Street? Is it like, well, yeah, it's outside, but that's not all the Street series is.
But Jova, it's outside, it automatically means it's the street.
That's Dwibs' line of thinking.
That's like Street Fighter, except a lot of times you're playing indoors.
Just do it! Oh my god, there's literally a sign that said just do it. Also, live footage that looks like it's on an iPhone.
Because we're gonna need to be hip with the crew.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, but we've really got 2K's kicking our asses at the minute. We gotta do something.
Yeah, that's the thing. 2K actually listened to fans, and they've been implementing new modes and new stuff that actually spices up NBA stuff. Whereas FIFA kind of just... I mean, EA.
Why don't they tell them that for WWE then?
So many games come out in September.
I don't know. I've not really been paying to the WWE crowd.
Oh, and this is Madden then.
NBA Live 19.
Wow!
It's in the game.
Guys, look! Guys, look! It's a trailer of people playing a video game!
Well, it is there, but it's been that slogan since forever, so...
Yeah.
I will never understand trailers of this. Like, guys, it's a sport game. Unless you have some new features here, we know how this is gonna go. Why do
Well,
you...
they're not showing the game. I think they're showing like the
Wait, hold on.
esports scene, right?
Hold on, no. It looks like they're showing parts of the game there.
Yes, but I think it's the esports thing.
You know, if that, hey guys, you know, hey Deji, if that XFL thing somehow gets off the ground, even though I doubt it, will they put that in this game or something?
These pro players.
Oh!
I'm sorry. These people tell me nothing.
So...
Joe, a question. What's the purpose of the goalposts in football?
Oh, well basically it's like, well, after you score a touchdown or whatnot, you can then go for an extra point, you know, with a kick. Or go for a field goal.
You need to kick it above the bar.
You have to kick it above the bar and through basically the area within.
So, considering
it's rugby then, and
considering you have only like what 15 minutes left of this thing, it's probably gonna be nothing but Madden for the rest of it.
No, they need to still talk
Come
about
on,
Anthem.
they gotta show Anthem. Also,
oh yeah, I forgot about Anthem. Yeah.
Also, who knows, Pedro? Maybe there'll be more than an hour to this.
I don't know. It's always been an hour for the past few years.
Well, maybe EA has
Yes, they
some.
show like
No use,
30 minutes of Battlefield gameplay.
Maybe EA has some surprises in store, y'all.
So then I picked up
Sure.
Basically, that guy's the current reigning
Oh my god, that
champion of
screen
Madden
pause.
game or something.
Eventually, I made my first
That's a
tournament,
derp
but I had a big
face.
decision. It was the same time as my graduation. Wow. Okay.
Also, did they
So the
go
key
to the guys who
to
make
number one
WWE's
player in
belts to
Madden
make
is to
that?
hurt your arm in baseball.
Probably.
That's number one.
Also, wait,
Number two,
hold on. Yeah, what about the
since you had
journey?
The decision to go to your graduation.
Let me
That's
see.
already a
What did you
given.
do?
They don't need to
I
show it.
chased that
Well,
money. I still got my
it would be
diploma,
weird
but I
if
chased
they
that
didn't
money.
advertise that, seeing as how, you know, that's one of their new...
Let me
That's awesome.
check. Hang
Okay,
on,
now
let
the
me-
past few years, how has it been for you? I know
Okay,
you had
well,
some
we
ups
know
and
it's
downs.
getting a.
It's been
You
tough.
know, it's
I've
getting
had
a
lot of
Champions
devastating
League
losses. I've been so
mode.
close so many times. I made the
And
final
for
on
World
TV
Cup
and got
mode?
blown out. But all those
No, that's
losses
18.
made me gain a lot of mental toughness,
Well,
and that's
19
why I got
doesn't
this
have.
belt.
Well, I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Why would they get rid of the
That
World
is
Cup
so
mode?
amazing. There's a lot of, bling
Because
on
people
that
It's
belt.
not the World Cup after when the game
Well,
when that game
today,
comes out,
EA
Joe.
played,
That's
Yeah.
stupid.
First look at the Madden 19
Well,
trailer.
no.
Super excited.
No,
Why
it's
would they
not, Joe.
advertise the
World Cup.
tournament?
I honestly wish
Why
The
would they
World
have
Cup.
it-
The World
why
Cup
would they-
comes up before the season
guys.
starts. It
When
would
they
make
go
sense for the
out,
game of the
I'm
next
gonna
season
try
to
and
have
take
it.
this
'cause
Yeah,
that's
but
what
when I'm
it sounds.
yeah, but when I'm
We're
playing a sports game, I don't really care about when the World Cup takes place. Just include it as a special feature.
I don't get it, Joe.
I don't feel like I should have to wait every 4 years just to buy a special version of FIFA that has a World Cup version in it.
Very top of the mountain.
I still don't get where you're going at, honestly, Joe.
I feel
mean,
that
that'd
it's...
be like that'd be like making an Olympics game every year.
Babes, here's the thing. Sports games used to have their special events included in the games regardless of the year.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did. I mean, maybe we play different sports games, but I definitely...
Can you offer any proof or not?
All the NBA games, they included the NBA championships.
Yeah, but that's a yearly thing, though.
Yeah, but even in the older soccer games, they still included World Cup even on years that they
Arguing
didn't
is
have
going to
them.
be pointless, so.
Yeah, again, though. I mean, it's just dumb, but whatever. So, okay, it's football. I like football, I like the sport, but,
I don't think they even have the golf license anymore.
oh yeah, that's right, they haven't mentioned golf.
No, I think they don't have the license anymore.
Didn't they use only for Tiger Woods games?
No, they have Rory McIlroy, but not
Anyway,
recently.
Madden 19. There you go.
Besides, Tiger Woods isn't exactly the upstanding golf moral guy anymore, is he?
Hello,
Michael
ladies and
Martinez
gentlemen. I'm
and
Nathanias, professional
Nathan-
shoutcaster,
Nathanias.
here alongside Redwood Studios General Manager
No idea.
Michael Martinez. How you doing today?
Also, what's
Michael
with the lasers?
Martinez.
We're going to do this presentation a little bit differently and give you your first
Dear
look
not
at
A
Racing.
little bit
brand
differently.
new mobile
Racing.
game in a live winner-take-all head-to-head match. Michael,
Redwood
let's start
Studios.
Oh no, we're
Oh,
doing like,
yes.
no, we're doing
Destroy
like
the opponent's
Battlefront
base
2
to win.
last
Unit
year.
control,
God
super
no.
simple. Just tap the destination.
And they're doing it with a mobile game! They're
Oh,
honestly... They're...
yay!
With this
You're
giant
shitting
nuclear
me.
missile in the center of the map. Control
So
the
how
missile
long is
by
this gonna
standing
go
on a
on?
majority of the control
Oh.
points. A bar
Why?
Is this a rip-off of StarCraft?
How much do you want to bet they're only gonna show 5 minutes of Anthem so that they can people can tell that that game is having a really turning off that because of the trouble development.
Yeah.
They were doing like last year, we're gonna show Anthem in detail actually in the Microsoft conference.
Well,
Well,
to be fair,
apparently, at least according to the Polygon page, the Champions League is actually going to be part of Chapter 3 of the journey, which is also going to be the last chapter, apparently.
What?
When you're so desperate when you need Polygon as a source, so there's a problem.
Also, I mean...
not just that.
Also,
but,
I'm sorry, what is stopping them from showing some of the journey here instead of a mobile game, a mini mobile game tournament?
Well, to be fair too, if Microsoft did pay them to have that big slot in their conference, I understand that.
Well, this just tell me that Microsoft has less things to show than expected overall.
Are you surprised by that?
You know, guys,
no, I'm more disappointed than anything.
Ready to go.
You know, guys, we should do
probably have stuff.
I expected nothing, therefore I am not disappointed.
We should do a prediction of how long it will take for Joker to have an aneurysm.
No, dude. I'm not gonna give EA the satisfaction of being the company that kills me with stupidity.
Well, it sounds like you are.
Look, I mean, this is just amazing. You are wasting time for...
Look at that, Java. This is what the cool kids are doing these days. Wasting time with this shit on their smartphones.
Gee, you know, I could be showing off Anthem. I could be showing off the Journey. I could be showing off...
What if they end up showing Anthem anyway? What will you say then?
Well, Dwibs, the fact that they're wasting this much time on a mobile game that was just baffling, though.
I don't know. I mean, mobile games can be good.
They can be. They can be.
None of these kind, though.
Yeah,
these
not
were
of this
clearly made to capitalize on the Clash of Clans crowd.
Yeah, I mean, the Ace Attorney games on mobile are fine.
Well,
Pedro, for multiple reasons. First, they're part of franchise that existed before mobile. Second, they're mostly ports. Third, you know, they're actual decent games, unlike this one where just
fine. Leighton Brothers?
Games that were originally specifically made for mobile devices.
Leighton Brothers.
Leighton Brothers is essentially a console game but put on mobile. The point being is like, I'm complaining about the typical type of mobile games like this.
This one is one of those that reeks of stamina, microtransaction, and loot boxes.
Not only that,
I had some fun with Fire Emblem.
Leighton Brothers actually let you play the first two cases and then actually purchase all the rest in one.
So where did the sound go then?
The first two, yeah, what Teo said, the first two quizzes are free.
Not only
That's what I
that...
said to him. Leighton Brothers is only good outside of the UK.
Not only that, but here's my biggest problem with games like this. EA themselves literally admitted it's just tapping. Like, I do not want to come to E3 to see people just tapping. It's literally just tapping as fast as you can.
Also, are we saying about not giving EA killing each other?
Also,
I sound close to death.
Dwibs, if Jova wants to kill himself, that's his business. Come on, don't meddle in his affairs.
Yeah.
I don't want to be witness to death.
I don't know which particular game is it, like a Battlefield, because like a Battlefield spin-off, because the most major mobile IP, but it's not licensed, that EA has is Plants vs Zombies.
Oh boy!
On the subject of Battlefield, apparently they're going to show the single-player content at Microsoft's conference.
There you go.
Also,
so basically, it's what Teo said. So Microsoft doesn't have anything to show, so they're going to show Battlefield and Anthem. Brilliant.
Yeah, I guess EA can say one thing, like, yeah, we got single player content, and COD doesn't.
So,
Java, I just realized something. Considering that EA original segment that we all praised, what if that particular segment alone already has more to it than the entirety of Microsoft's conference?
I don't know.
That'll be sad.
Well, guys, I for one have to say, this game looks amazing. Like, who needs Smash Brothers or Spider-Man or Last of Us 2?
I mean, okay, I'm going to be slightly contrarian, and I'll say, okay, I've seen worse mobile games than this. Don't get me wrong, this just looks like a boring waste of time. But to be fair, from what I can see here, it just looks like a typical mobile game. I've seen worse than this. It's not like this is like the worst.
No.
The problem is
one at a time.
the amount of time they're wasting on it.
Exactly. Like, look, I'm not saying that this game is horrible or anything. What I'm saying is, like, well, this is a horrible waste of time. Like, okay, tell me honestly, would either of you guys come to E3 to waste time on a mobile game presentation like this? Like, honestly speaking.
On the mobile game, right?
It reminds me of, like, what, 2 or 3 years ago when they showcased that Minions mobile game.
Hell, at least with the Minions mobile game, that was just a quick interval, but, like, okay, let's assume that this is a typical kind of mobile game, which is essentially just two people...
I clapped when I understood the reference.
No, look, if this were something like Puzzle Fighter, at the very least, I'd see people strategizing. Here, there's not really much skill to it here.
Also, Dave, when it comes to Square Enix, you're gonna need to be more specific because there's a lot of.
Oh, it's finally over. Thank you.
All the bravest I'm on about.
Oh, well, that was just shit. Be glad that at least Square Enix learned from that.
Of Command and Conquer Rival.
Well, they didn't learn how to
Oh my god!
mobile games.
Wait.
Command and Conquer lives.
Oh, really?
Command and
That
Conquer
was a
Rival.
mobile game.
Wow!
We're pulling a Dungeon Keeper.
Oh my god, so they have killed Command and Conquer. That was a zombie.
Press S to speak on the grave.
It's dead.
Jova.
So head to the Google Play Store, search Command and Conquer Rival.
For nothing, but Command and Conquer's already died.
And we can't wait.
Yeah, but now EA killed it a second time.
No.
It's a zombie.
So basically, Dwips, what you're telling me. Oh.
What? Oh, is
Oh,
this
no, it's,
Anthem?
It's a trailer for Command and Conquer. Go on, guys.
The mobile?
Basically, Dwips, what you're telling me, Dwips, is that it's already dead. EA is just pissing on the grave.
Pretty
And
much.
not just that, we're
Back in
expecting...
2010.
We're extracting the corpse and parading it like a fucking puppet.
Wow.
Again, this is exactly what happened to Dungeon Keeper, and that was the ultimate death of that franchise.
Fucking
EA, man.
Hey, Theo, I got it.
What?
As a big last announcement of this conference, Mass Effect returns as a mobile game.
That wouldn't surprise.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm trying to be fair, yet here EA does something that just goes.
I will admit, an RTS on a mobile thing. It does seem kind of suited.
They're dime a dozen.
The mobiles,
Also,
you tap and you move. That's what you do.
Also, Dave, I don't know if you recognize him, but that guy at the end was Yuri.
Now, before we close the show with a spectacular...
Oh, Yuri, it's one of the main antagonists.
That's Kane. I thought it was Kane.
Oh, and how fitting! Andrew Wilson back on stage.
Come to work every day.
Well, so far the only worthwhile thing was the original segment.
I guess he realized that maybe wearing a suit like that maybe might make him look a little bit too much like the devil, so he decided to scale back.
Same, he still got the evil glance and in the British accent.
It just needs the two watches.
I don't know, Dwibs. I don't know, Dwibs. Puzzlet doesn't look at all like the devil, and yet, well, yeah.
Okay, so EA.
Well, sometimes the devil can take different forms.
That
True.
no one is given an
Hey Marco, remember
advantage or
Puzzlet?
disadvantage for how they choose to play.
Puzzlet, Granny Reynolds's granddaughter in Lost Future.
Know that you put so much of your
The evil shit who killed the
Best way that in a long time, I don't remember.
It's like a lost future for you. Anyway, okay, so what exactly do we have next?
That we move past the grind, and that these are experiences that
yes, past the grind. Are you
He doesn't even sound British. He sounds like a mix between British and German.
Maybe he's Canadian?
That we want to be better, and that we want to make great games.
Canadians.
Yes, they're doing it again. We want to be better. We want to.
Empty chairs and empty tables, EA.
Wow, they're really doing it again. Just like I could.
Jova. Punch. Don't worry, I'll do better next time.
I'm not sure how the
again. Don't worry, Jova. I'll do better next time.
Yes,
I'm not sure how the hierarchy of EA works. I mean, for all I know, this guy could be trying to do something good, but unfortunately he's being hampered by, his fellow board members.
Basically, what that means is, if you want us to give you nice things, you have to play our games first.
You have to play it.
Also, Dwibs, I'm well aware that this is probably more a PR guy. It's just like I said, he's so cartoonishly evil.
Actually, no, Jova, he's the CEO.
Oh, never mind then. We can blame him.
They are the standards.
It's red, white.
Bullying and exclusion
True.
are
A blue
not
cord.
an thread.
These three organizations.
Well, CEO still needs to answer to the
Well, you know, I had to commend E3.
Oh, okay. Basically a bunch of
charity.
Goody,
To
charity.
be fair, we showed that also last year, so there you go.
Yeah, but why? Where? Also, where's Anthem?
And thank you for your support.
Guess it's gonna be the last thing.
again.
So, you know, I have to commend E3. It was a very good idea to put EA first to get the boring thing out of the way.
EA was first last year.
Exactly my point.
EA has been first for a lot of years.
They weren't the first in 2015.
Alright, so here we go.
What do we
is
have
it
next?
Anthem now?
Wait, is that enough? Is that all?
It is. It's Anthem. Okay.
So no.
Alright then, surprise me because last year you did not give me a good impression.
Well, Teo, considering in between, well, remember, Teo, over the course of the last year, the writer of the first two Mass Effect games quit the project, so it's not exactly looking
joyful.
So
are they having to rewrite the script?
I love how a lot of people in the chat are asking, "Hey, can we see some more FIFA the Journey?" Like, you know, things are bad when people are asking for that.
We don't know that, Duez. We only know that the writer left the project over the like 6 months ago, I think.
Is cool, I guess, but that just makes me wish we would make a new Crysis instead.
It just looks like every generic sci-fi thing ever.
Like,
again,
seriously,
it reminds me
seriously.
a lot of Destiny, and Destiny was boring.
Seriously. Remember, guys, the first time I saw this game, I legit mistook it for Mass Effect.
Not just that, again, like I said, it's Destiny just with a bit more green.
Well, remember, Jova, Mass Effect Andromeda was made by a B team that was supposed to only make DLC stuff. This is actually made by the main A team that made the original trilogy.
Also, these were the trailers, so...
Well, at least the ones that are left.
Yes, it's a
yeah, the ones that...
Oh, look, it's
goody, another female protagonist, why not?
I mean, yay, she's a woman.
You're just asking at this point, yay, come on.
I mean, okay, she's a woman, female empowerment.
To be fair, Teo, for all we know, we can create the character, and that's most likely what it is, and we can choose her gender.
Well, yeah, that's exactly the point. They use for marketing purpose as something that they know would cause controversy because some dipshits on the internet.
No, that can't seriously be how it ends.
We don't even know the release date?
Whoa.
They showed...
Wait, hold on, what's up with this?
It doesn't even look like gameplay footage.
Wait, why are they flashing in and out? What? Ah!
Not seizure, I'm having a seizure, no!
What the hell was that?
Alright, there you go, oh god, it's you again.
Please go away. You're...
Okay, fine, Pedro, I'll leave. Jeez.
Not you!
Her!
Desi.
Because we're all BioWare fans. So we're gonna do something a little bit different for the rest of the show, and we're gonna take a deep
Sorry, honey.
dive
Unfortunately, I never played BioWare's primary games, and it looks like I might as well just wait for commentaries at this point.
Casey Hudson, Mark Dara, and Kathleen Russo.
I mean, the best lot at the end of the day was the Dragon Age games, but that's because they maintained themselves on a stable level, but even then, they were not that impressive.
Okay, look, honey, I'm sure you're a very nice woman, and I'm sure you're a very good worker, but...
Oh, and the new lead writer, Jova, Kathleen Russo. Sire.
It's gonna be very exciting.
There you go. Oh, tell. Once again, maybe it's yet another agenda, like you keep saying. You know, they fired the writer of the original two Mass Effect games. Well, not fired. He quit actually. He quit, and they hired a woman to write the rest of the thing. So apparently, maybe it's.
So. You know, first of all, it's amazing to be back. It's awesome to be making games for BioWare fans.
Yeah, this guy was the primary director of the. Let me actually get his profile here, so just to make sure I don't misrepresent him.
So it's been going on for 2 hours.
If I remember correctly, he was involved with the first two Mass Effect games.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're past the 1 hour mark.
Okay, I guess we're going for a 90 minutes this time.
Okay, so I wasn't. I had to step out. Did they announce Command and Conquer?
Mobile.
It was that mobile game.
Teo,
again, Deji, they basically pulled the Dungeon Keeper and made a mobile game out of a franchise that desperately needs a new game.
I'm sorry, Teo. I know how much that series means to you.
Your fans really love the stories from
what about the indie game? What was that about?
Which one? We had two of them actually. We had Unraveled 2 and we had Sea of Solitude.
How is Sea of Solitude?
Sea of Solitude is basically...
Interesting enough.
Basically, that Sea of Solitude is an apocalyptic future where people who grow too lonely turn into monsters. You can use your loneliness to partially turn into a monster and use that for mechanics. So it's kind of like Attack on Titan, but water-based.
That's what we've tried to do with Anthem.
More like
okay, here you go, Jova. KZ Hudson, the guy who's the producer of this game, who's talking right now.
Wow, guys, concept art. Isn't that a good substitute for actually showing game footage?
Of course.
Of course it is.
Well, this one is game footage, Jova.
Yes, I'm looking at the sky and the moon. I am so enthralled.
There you go, Jova. KZ Hudson, the producer of this game, who's right there, one of those three there. He was the creative director for Neverwinter Nights, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, Jade Empire, and the Mass Effect trilogy. All three of them.
But then when I finish my mission, I
Well,
come
is
back
that
to
texture
a base
like-
Fort Tarsus.
Well, he did direct the first two Mass Effect games. Aren't those supposed to be Bioware's best games?
That's the thing, Pedro. It's a constant descendant into hell from the top.
Oh, there's gameplay.
It actually says here, Jova. KZ Hudson joins Microsoft as creative director at Microsoft Studios. So now apparently, wait. Oh, never mind. This was back in.
Remember, BioWare at first was working for Microsoft by making Mass Effect. Then EA acquired them.
No. What I mean, no. I'm actually reading this article. Apparently, he left BioWare for a while to work at Microsoft, but then he left Microsoft to go back to BioWare. That's what I'm seeing here.
Oh wait, actually, I
and so
found
we've designed
something.
Anthem in a way that we
Good.
can actually add more story for years to come, and it could be anything. New
Oh, by the way, another thing, Dwips, that we haven't talked about.
grown to love,
Yeah, I think it's... Oh, there you go.
Remember how Amy Hennig was making a game for EA? That was cancelled.
Storyline and plot.
Well, I'm certainly not going to complain
Yeah.
about more story.
It actually baffles me why anyone would want to go work with EA at this point, unless they have literally nowhere else to go.
Oh, yes, I remember that. Yes, Deji. That quote is memorable.
Well, what's really exciting
So what
for
is this a
us,
referencing
and not
to?
just the writers,
Yeah,
but
Well,
Mass
Dubs,
Effect
maybe.
3.
Well, maybe she'll pull a
Okay.
KZ Hudson and go back to Naughty Dog or something. Let's see.
Okay. I had to BRB for a bit there. What did I miss?
At the heart
Not
of
much.
Not much. Basically,
Maybe showing the
Jova.
landscape.
Okay, basically, Jova. Here's the basic gist of it. That guy, one of those guys right there, the producer, KZ Hudson, he was the creative director for a lot of BioWare games.
I heard that
chaos of those
okay.
things pushing against each other.
So the director of the first two Mass Effect games is producing the project?
Yeah, but haven't there been developmental issues though?
There have.
Not just that, again, Pedro, like what you mentioned, his resume is a constant descent, a spiral down, so I'm still not too confident at this point.
So yeah, on IGN there's an official vote going on, and a lot of people are voting EA's conference pretty bad.
No, well, to be fair, it's a bit premature to vote compared to the others, so I might as well reserve judgment for the end.
Well, they're voting it as bad, you know, not per... Hold on, Hold on, Theo. They're voting it as bad. That doesn't mean that they're voting it as the worst yet, though.
Yeah, exactly. What if Ubisoft is worse or the best?
No, Theo. In the sense, like, well, it's basically just rating each conference.
So that's where we start.
Hey, Joe, here's an interesting thing.
Different from ranking.
You know,
yeah.
Here's an interesting thing, Jova. I don't know if you remember, because, you know, it was only revealed 2 years ago, and we never heard about it ever since, because it was cancelled. But Amy Hennig was actually making a game for EA, but it got cancelled. It was apparently going to be some kind of Star Wars game, but I forgot what it was.
Oh, right, that game!
Imagine, you know what's interesting? I'm checking her bio right now. Before she created Uncharted, she was the director of Jack Free, so that's interesting.
Yeah, and one of the unique challenges for Anthem is that it's
Wait,
hold on.
They're showing the same footage again.
Yes.
This looks like not for nothing, but that looks like a less fun to play as Mecha from Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah.
It's a really great concept to write.
So what I like to play Xenoblade.
That's why I'm saying it looks less fun than Xenoblades, so I might as well just be playing Xenoblades.
It's because Japanese mechas have nothing to do with Western mechas, I guess.
Oh my god,
Most of the
all of the moving
Yes,
parts of the
Deji. Sorry,
dynamic
Dejova.
world
they are really
sound like
repeating the
it sounds like
concept
they're gonna
art
come
in any
together,
amount of footage
but
we're
even though
seeing.
there's obviously a lot
They
going
just
on,
have stuff
Okay,
to talk
this
about.
game was announced last year, right?
So let's talk about
Yep.
who we're going to
Yes.
be playing as and why
So,
we're fighting these crazy
is this game still...
So you are
Okay,
a
when does it come out?
freelancer.
This
You
year.
We
need
don't
to
know.
skilled
We don't know.
No, they
exo-
apparently got
javelin
delayed till the
exosuits.
first quarter of
And you
2019.
need those
Oh,
suits
okay.
to
that's-
survive
It was
and fight
originally,
in this world,
yeah,
because
yeah.
the
It was
world
originally
will
supposed to
kill
come
you.
out this year, but
But on top
apparently,
of that,
yeah.
our
news
My
got
guess
delayed.
is-
the Dominion
My guess, Job, is that the
have,
development issues means that they kind of were set back, and as a result, they don't have much to show.
creation, and so
That's
we
pretty
need to
bad,
stop
like-
them and protect the free people
Wait,
of
didn't that
Tarsus.
happen to Andromeda as well? Wasn't it delayed?
Well, and look how Andromeda turned out.
Yeah.
Javelin, like
But-
what's the
But
canon
to be,
term here?
We call them
there
javelins,
is
and
a
there are
somewhat
4,
silver lining to
and,
this,
they
since
each
this is
have, unique
BioWare's
abilities. There's
A
the
team
Ranger,
working on it.
And then there's
The
like
problem is we don't know how much of the A team is still left.
Yeah, remember,
Because
see,
a lot of people left.
the problem is that Casey Hudson is still here, yes, but most of the people who helmed the first 2 Mass Effect games, for example, like I said, the
Oh,
primary...
they announced the release date, not in the conference at least yet, but on Twitter. February 22, 2019.
Okay, then.
Okay,
remember
okay.
that...
February.
Yeah.
I have to
remember
coming
that...
around the same time as Crackdown for...
And Days Gone.
I have
Remember
to.
that, G, the writer...
Someone really care about, gotcha.
Remember that, G, the writer of the first 2
Wait,
Mass Effect
oh my
games
God,
was originally
gameplay.
writing this one, but he quit the project. Yeah, gameplay.
Blowing up explosions, and this is pre-recorded gameplay.
Yeah, this is actually looking more like Destiny than I thought it would be.
Oh boy.
Just
Okay.
again, with more colorful textures in there. What do you fucking do?
So basically, Teo, tell me,
Yes.
is Destiny a huge commercial success?
No.
Well, the first one was.
Well, at first, at the beginning, but the receptions were like on the 5 out of 10s generally. Destiny 2.
Oh,
Destiny 2 was the worst game I bought last year.
Let me put it like
and I
this.
don't-
Let me put it like this. Destiny 1 was a game that should not have succeeded, but...
But it's totally not prefabricated.
Okay, Pedro, let me just sum up things for you. Destiny 1 was basically a game that sold well because of overhype. Destiny 2 was the game where people caught on to the fact that this game was not worth hyping, so despite the overhyping memes, Destiny 2 did not do so well, to put it lightly.
The problem with Destiny was that the first one, released with problems, whereas the years moved on, they actually improved the game. The game at the end was actually good.
So yeah,
the problem with Destiny 2 is that they didn't learn shit and decided to do the exact same thing.
We are going to have.
I'm just going to take a quote from Balding Spider in the SSMB Motorboat chat. The mystery about this game seems to be more interesting than the game itself.
Hold on, Marco. So basically what you're telling me is that Destiny 1 pulled a No Man's Sky.
Yes.
Yes, basically.
No, more like Activision being their usual self.
Kind of like, and Sea of Thieves is also going in that direction.
Yeah, there you go, Pedro. That was the right thing. Basically, Destiny at launch was kind of like Sea of Thieves at launch. The only reason why it manages to go forward is because it had the fan support from the
Well, I'm glad to hear that I can make my javelin pink. That's really all I wanted to know.
Wow.
I am not commenting.
Okay. I'm just gonna see.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat what she said? Because I didn't.
I want to make my.
I am coloring my javelin
pink.
As a team of superheroes.
She tried to make a
What
meme.
does that mean?
Penis joke.
I think
Because she's a strong, independent woman or some shit. I don't know. I don't want to know.
It
The
is?
statement was bad and it should feel bad.
Okay.
Heavy artillery, being
Look,
really strong.
lady.
Come on, we tell dick jokes for a living in our channel. So
Yeah, but we don't do official conference for a powerful company with stocks in the market. Come on.
I love what most of the chats are saying. Like, that announcer's pretty bad, but she is pretty cute.
Yeah. She's not the one that was presenting Breath of the Wild at Nintendo.
Look, Teo, not everyone could be Laura Bailey, okay?
That's obvious.
That's actually
That's Pedro.
Yeah, you should
I
say
know.
more.
That was a joke.
Okay. I'm just gonna.
Someone's confused.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
You should be saying that to him with Liam O'Brien.
Wait,
So
hold on,
you got
guys.
your voice actors mixed
Guys,
up.
I think we're seeing some story here. Or people talking about it, but but we're seeing
don't know
footage.
what the story should be about, like post-apocalyptic Earth.
Oh, is this gonna be No Way Out, where we get to do arm wrestling? No.
Wait, let's listen.
Okay, that's good to know. If you want to roll solo, you can, but it's just gonna be a little bit more difficult.
Oh, basically it's them reassuring that yes, we do have a single-player campaign. Don't worry, we're not gonna repeat the mistakes.
Gameplay?
Fuck.
Yeah?
Okay, woman, take a note from Aisha Tyler. Aisha Tyler has to read a lot of cringe dialogue from movie stuff, but she still manages to look cool coming out of it. I mean,
she was sassy as fuck.
Exactly. You need.
That's a comedian.
Yeah, true. Like, you know, it's like you gotta.
Again, just like he said on covering, these presenter, the girl with the glasses, clearly doesn't know what video games are.
Again, give us more Andrew Wilson.
And you'll hear Owen. He's going to talk us through the mission as
Teo, I'm surprised that you. Plenty of girls play video games. How dare you?
They do, but not all of them look like supermodels like video game companies will try to make them look like.
They're actually gonna show a
They
mission.
do the same thing with guys, though.
I don't know, Teo.
Honestly,
I don't know, Teo. Saying that gamer girls are only, you know,
That's
nerdy
the
girls.
point, Pedro. This girl looks like what the stereotype of gamer girls should be look like, at least what the EA thinks it is. You know, the classic image with the girl fighting.
Is this a Walker from Empire Strikes Back?
Actually, yeah, it reminds me also of those.
What is BioWare's new logo?
Except totally not, guys, because this is actually from Anthem.
Actually, that was brought by it.
Oh god.
There you go, guys. You wanted to see Anthem? There you go.
So Anthem
Sure,
is
why not?
essentially Star Wars mixed with Mass Effect, mixed with Destiny, mixed with Halo, and Titanfall.
Java. BioWare couldn't decide which game to make. BioWare couldn't decide which sci-fi game to make, so they just made all of them.
Whee! I got Xenoblade Chronicles for this.
This mech suit seems impractical
Yeah.
as fuck because at the minimal injury you're stuck in the
Yeah, like I said.
This mech looks like Hulkbuster, actually.
Yeah, just play. I wish I was playing Xenoblade Chronicles X.
See, here's the thing about the
Yes.
mechs in Xenoblade Chronicles. Those things have a lot of uses. They not only function as giant mechs, but they can also transform into vehicles as well. Here, it's just, you fly around like you're Iron Man and shoot like you're in Titanfall.
It looked like you have an AI.
Right.
Do you?
Checking out the Scar Camp some more.
AI partners? Yeah, this. I'm guessing this is a single player.
No, like an AI in the armor.
But Joe,
Oh, that! Oh, that!
Intro control, well, that doesn't surprise me, Marco. It's a common thing in a lot of games. Again,
Yes,
it's similar,
it has one, yeah.
It's similar to the ghost mechanic in Destiny, once again.
But Theo, listen how epic the music is.
Well, guys.
I'm just not getting invested, and I should be because this is, a fantastical setting. Sci-fi.
Look, the numbers show exactly the same way as Destiny. What the fuck?
Wow.
Again, it's EA trying to compete with Activision.
Also,
It even has the same colors.
Also, guys, 30 frames per second.
Yeah, some.
Well, to be fair, it's an open world game, isn't it? It's an open world game, isn't it?
There are plenty of open world games that run 60 frames per second.
I don't know, 30, 60.
I don't know. How many of them, because I can't think of
Zelda
many.
is 60, if I'm not mistaken.
No. Breath of the Wild runs it. Breath of the Wild actually can barely keep a consistent 30, actually. So not even that.
Hold on. Hold on. No, hold on. Breath of the Wild on the Switch can run 60. On the Wii U,
I'm pretty sure.
No, it runs at 30. I assure you. Watch the Digital Foundry. Watch Digital Foundry's video if you don't believe me.
Oh well, that's
But isn't
Digital
that
Foundry. They're
unlocked?
never. Yeah, I mean that's Digital Foundry. They're never that up to date.
They're never.
But I
what?
don't know. I'm not sure, so I'm not gonna.
No, it's at 30. I assure you. I played the game.
Well, I play the game too.
There we go. Yeah, as of a patch, it is at 60 frames per second.
No, it isn't.
It's turning into a pantomime now. Yes, it is. No, it is.
At least the ghost in Destiny is fun to hear.
It had Peter Dinklage at first at point, but it got such a bad reception that they replaced him with Dawn.
Sound came from below your position.
What was that?
Jarvis, is that you?
The only way to play Breath of the Wild in 60 FPS is by using the Simu emulator on PC.
Okay.
We should find the source.
Or by hacking it.
Well, that's not really. I was talking about official. Well, that's hacking. What do you think you are, Neil Breen?
Come to think of it, EA should be a
So, okay.
I resigned today as president of EA.
Okay, so Dwibs, keep a tally. This game is so boring that we wasted time talking about Breath of the Wild running at 60 frames per second now.
Hey, at least you got what you wanted, Jeremy. You saw gameplay.
Like, outside of the EA original segment, this has been pretty bad.
And most of the...
We don't see the boss?
That theme, like the music
sounded like
it sounded
Avengers.
like it was, yeah, it sounded like it was trying to be Alan Silvestri's Avengers theme.
I know, right?
Let me check. Do we know already? Whatever.
There you go. Basically, you need to have a really powerful PC using SAMU, which is a Wii U emulator, and
Wait,
and you
hold
need to
on,
act
new
the
news.
game to unlock the 30 FPS cap.
On
Alright.
Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC.
So what's next?
So mark your calendars,
Wow,
everybody.
this...
Fire off
These,
your tweets.
that guy
Thank
to
you
the
so much
left
again.
sounds
Thank
so
you, entire Firework
unenthusiastic.
team. I know you guys had that awesome theater outside, so I will see you guys
Okay.
there.
All right,
Give
see
it
you
up for
there.
PC.
Yeah, there you go, February 22.
Alright, let's put an end to this
At least
EA.
there's a release date. It's probably gonna be delayed once more, but
Okay, chat guys, stop saying thick.
extra thick.
Like,
Not even me.
no,
should say
no,
this.
no, not gonna comment. She looks
What
cute.
you saw today, you guys have to wait to play. But you
I'll
guys,
end it
EA
there.
has so much available right now. Now, for those of you keeping score,
Again, I prefer
you
the
can get
girl,
your
the girl
free
who
trial of
presented
FIFA 18's
Breath
World
of the
Cup
Wild.
today.
Yeah.
And Andrew told us about the free trial of Origin Access. Yarny is back with a buddy
Someone,
in Unravel, which is
someone's
also
snoring?
available
Gurjola was
today.
growling.
Plus,
No, no,
you
no,
can
no, no,
take
that
on
was
your
me
friends in
snoring.
Command and Conquer Rivals starting today as well. Now, that's
Snoring like that
not
is
available
for,
stuff that's out today.
Yes,
Is anybody ready to
snoring
go
like
home
that
and
is
download
reserved for EA.
You're like, I just want to go outside into the
It didn't really
fan
sound
fest.
like
I
snoring. It
get it.
sounded like you were doing a big
I
impression
wanna
of a
let you guys
pig.
know to keep
So,
because
so
in
no
just a few
Skate 4, I
moments, the
guess.
FIFA 18 World Cup live tournament is
How
going to
how
begin.
long's it
I'm
been
gonna head
since
outside
Skate?
for a second of the
So,
game,
are they actually
but
going to
I
show
wanna thank
something else, or are
everybody
we
for coming
done?
down to EA Play today and watching the press conference, and have a great weekend.
Oh, okay. I guess we're done
pretty,
then.
It's pretty much over because now we're gonna go with the Super Gamers segment.
Let's see
The
that.
only championships I'll be watching is Smash and Splatoon. That's it. This E3.
Yeah, not gonna lie, was
I think,
mediocre at
I
best.
think this may have been the worst EA free
Like,
conference I've ever seen.
Put it in perspective, people. When the best segment in your conference is about indies, where you barely have any control on it, that's a problem. That's a big, big problem. Not just that, not also that, like, the rest of the idol show ranged from just boring to downright offensive with Command and Conquer, for example. And like Jova said, we're stuff missing, like the journey footage, for example. Or also no racing games. I know that
no Need
there's
for
the
Speed.
Burnout Remaster coming out.
Guys, so much talk about
Well, that's it.
Hang on, I thought you didn't like it when games, when those kind of games went to 1 yearly.
No, Dribs,
That's what Need for Speed was like for a while.
Dribs, you're misremembering. That's stuff like Assassin's Creed, like sports games, I expect them
Or also
to.
racing games.
Racing as well.
Anyway, I might as well get off the stream because we're not going to show anything more. Or even so, we'll just have an addendum or some shit like that. Point being, outside of the indies, this conference was boring, bad, and in all the cases offensive. Like, again, with Command, what the fuck have you done to Command and Conquer? Seriously.
I find it interesting how one of they even took a few seconds. By the way, Way Out released recently, and it was a great game people liked.
Please don't hate us. Don't hate us.
Like, it was everything I imagined it would be and more. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this. This E3 conference has made me optimistic for Microsoft's E3 conference. In comparison.
If there's one thing I've never bought into is hyperbole.
Hyperbole?
Yeah.
I just said that this conference was bad enough to make me optimistic for Microsoft's E3 conference in comparison to this E3.
That's hyperbole in my mind.
In comparison to this E3, Dwibs, that's not hard to top.
But what did Microsoft have to announce? They've cancelled half their games. And the other
Come
half...
on, guys, let's not get into more tangents.
Let's just move on.
Basically, my point being, I'm very interested in the indie segment. Everything else can just exist without me being interested in. Next.
I'll go next. Yeah, this, again, like I said, this is quite possibly the worst EA conference I've seen. Like, look, I wanted to like stuff here, like Battlefield 5. The graphics are great. What about the gameplay? Not much to know. Star Wars, that add-on stuff, which is kind of minuscule. Same thing for Battlefield. Looks great graphically, but not much content and not much reason to get it. I mean, unless it's free.
Also, yeah, Jova, I forgot. Like the Respawn Entertainment guy who just mentioned, we're still working on a Titanfall and a Star Wars game, but you'll have to wait to see.
They literally talked to a Respawn guy in the audience just to say, "God, we promise these games are coming, but we're not going to show you any of them. Bye."
That's E3 for you. It's always like that.
I mean, at least with E3, I expect them to at least have something to show. Like, saying that we've got something coming, but we'll wait till we say later. That's not something you really want to do at E3 of all places. Just saying. Or at least, show something. Like, even with the Insane Trilogy at Sony of E3 2016, they showed a background for Crash and him in Skylanders. The point being is, like, well, again, the only things really worth of note were the indie games, Unravel 2 and Sea of Solitude. Command & Conquer, the mobile game, ate up way too much time at this E3. You wasted time. Okay, look, if it were a more sophisticated mobile game, I'd maybe be more forgiving of it, but them revealing it to be Command & Conquer, like, surprise, guys, this is your new Command & Conquer game, that just felt like spitting on the grave.
Press S to repeat.
And then Anthem. Holy cow. Look, I had hopes for Anthem, okay? Really hopes, despite my first impressions of it. This has made those hopes sink. Dive into a volcano, be it at that. Maybe they'll turn things around, but I was just... Look, I went from being somewhat invested to just being pass. Like, it looks like games I played before. Xenoblade Chronicles does more from what I've seen. They don't really talk that much about the story. And again, it just turned into a bout of promises, we'll do better this time, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, good luck with the bet, Dwibs. Good luck with that bet.
Well, EA doesn't represent E3.
No. Marco. The bet was that Dwibs bet that EA would be the best E3 conference of this year.
What? Why?
It was a losing bet from the get-go.
Because he won the lottery.
Ubisoft will be the worst one last year.
That's the secret, Dweebs. The game was rigged from the start.
Sony's gonna show Spider-Man for the PS4. That automatically makes it better. Their conference better than this one.
Hell, Nintendo has.
To be fair, they're gonna show Spider-Man for the third time in the row. Like,
not just that. Any game.
Fine, Death Stranding then.
Will show.
Hell, Nintendo's got Smash Brothers coming this year. Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
I'm actually more curious to see Metroid.
But whatever. Point
that
being, we can all agree that this conference was mediocre at best, and that's being generous.
Yeah, I'd argue it was
clearly a step down from last year, to be honest. Anyway,
quite an accomplishment. Anyway, who else has to speak their final thoughts? Shiroi, Elden Dwibs, and Deji. And Redhellc.
Mine won't be very long anyway, really, because there isn't much to say. I mean, but EA stuff doesn't interest, like their mainline stuff just doesn't really interest me in general. So I wasn't really expecting much anyway. But even still, like last year's conference was even though it wasn't very great, it was at least a little more interesting than this. And it seemed, I don't remember if it was any more structured, because the structure for this one was kind of all over the place. The indie stuff seemed fine. And that was pretty much it, really.
Yep.
Yeah. It was kind of dull. It wasn't awful, it was just a bit dull. So there we go.
Alright then.
Okay.
It was pretty much what I expected, although I'm a little bit disappointed in that I had to go to Polygon to find out there was a third Journey season.
Yeah, again, it's weird. Like, well, again, I expect EA to talk more about FIFA. I mean, I may not like it that much, but usually they talk more about FIFA. What was up with EA this time?
Well, I guess the reason for that is because, we got the Champions League now.
Yeah, basically.
And I could not care less. Like, okay, it's another mode. Good, but why not also talk... Okay, you want to reassure people about your single-player campaigns. Why not show the Journey, which was an innovation in a long time?
That's it.
Okay, right, Marco or Deji.
Fine. It's like, for me, it's EA. I wasn't expecting anything, and I got nothing. So I'm the same thing.
I expect nothing, and I still am disappointed.
Yes.
Yep.
And Deji, when he eventually gets back from being muted.
I guess I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead, Pedro.
Oh wait, I'm here. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I wasn't really that impressed. I wasn't expecting much to begin with. So I guess I won. Sea of Solitude. Sea of Solitude.
I didn't realize this was a competition.
Sea of Solitude and Unravel 2.
E3's always been a competition.
We're boys, Shiro. We have to make everything a competition. That's how we are.
Continue, Deji.
Yeah, that's it. Unravel 2 looks fun. That's it.
Well, okay then. I guess I'll
Marco.
go. All right. No, Mark already said.
Mark already did. Sorry, Pedro. My bad. Go ahead. Finish us off.
All right. So, Teo, I'm surprised at you. Just because me and Marco are both Portuguese, you automatically confuse the two of both of us. I'm surprised at you.
Go ahead.
Wait, what? Whatever. The point is, again, I didn't care much for the first Unravel. Honestly, I found it was kind of boring. Unravel 2, I guess that the co-op thing can make it a bit more fun, so I guess, sure. I'll keep an open mind.
Now, so we'll hear about feedback immediately.
Yeah. I'll wait for feedback, I guess.
Still not on the Switch, though.
But Jova, EA doesn't care about the Switch.
Probably
anyway.
a future port or whatever. Go ahead, continue.
I guess I should be happy. I mean, A Way Out is one of my favorite games this year, so I guess I should be happy that they mentioned it, not even though they had no reason to do so. I mean, whatever. Aside from that, what was that? What was the name of it? Son of what?
Sea of Solitude.
Sea of Solitude.
Sea of Solitude. Yeah, it's a game. I guess I didn't really get much from that trailer. I'll have to look more into it. I didn't particularly grasp what the full concept of that game.
Yeah, the weird thing with Sea of Solitude is like, well, the announcer, the German lady, she was pretty much describing most of the game. We had to wait until we saw the trailer. The trailer did not really show much of the game, so it felt kind of teetering towards the telling more than showing. I mean, they did still show us a trailer, and with indie games, I guess it's a bit different.
That's another big problem with this conference. There was a whole lot of telling and not a lot of showing.
Yeah, and
but anyway,
even part of the showing was dull, like that Command and Conquer demonstration.
Aside from that, aside from the indies, I don't care about any of this at all. I should be mad about Anthem. The problem is that I've never played any of BioWare's games except for Sonic Chronicles. And, well, that's like the worst example. So, like, even I, who have zero familiarity with BioWare, know that that's not at all where I should start. So don't worry, I'm fine. I'm aware that was a Team C effort. Don't worry about that. Kind of like the Legend of Korra game for Platinum. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then I guess we'll see you.
Well, Java didn't mention his final thoughts, did he?
No, I did. I went second.
Oh, okay. In that case, I guess we're going.
Yeah, the next one is gonna be Microsoft tomorrow, so we'll see what happens.
All right. Me and Joe have been looking forward to this.